Hi guys, how you guys doing today? I hope that you guys are having a very wonderful day. So today I'm not coming on camera because listen, my baby is asleep. So this is the perfect time for me to do like a quick little video because whenever he see me making a video, he would start being loud because he like when I play it back and he hear his voice. Whenever he hear his voice in the video, he's there dying laughing and stuff. So, I have to get it while I can, okay? All right, this video is just like a little story time um about the time. All right, let's go back. So this weekend I went out with my homegirl, right? And this is my homegirl from high school. So we was just catching up on a lot of things. And we was just talking and she was like, the dude that she with, and she with him for almost like 7 years. And she want to have baby, and she almost getting up there in age where, as women, we start worrying about our eggs and all that stuff. But yeah, she want to have baby, and it don't seem like it's going anywhere. And she's not pregnant, so she's like, you know what, I think I'm just gonna have to leave the person, even though I don't want to, but I have to leave the person and start my life with somebody else just so I could get what I want. So it go back, it started make me think where when I was dating someone, and it's crazy, for 7 years I was dating that person, and the person didn't want to have kids. Like at first, when we first got together, I didn't really want to have kids because, all right, let's go into the story time. All right, I met this person while I was in beauty school. I went to Empire Beauty School, and I'm gonna try to go in detail, y'all, because sometimes I be hurrying up telling the story and I be missing out like mad little things I'm supposed to tell y'all, and I don't get a chance to do that because I be hurrying up to telling the story. Anywho, I met this person when I was 23 years old, and I was going to a beauty school in Manhattan. They're called Empire Beauty School. And we was on break. And while we was on break, we went to Burger King. And I happened to turn around and I seen this fine ass, listen, that man was so fine. And I like tall guys. So he was like 6'3", nice. I don't really like light skinned guys. No offense to the guys that are light skinned out there. But he was like a nice, cool complexion. And when I turned around, he was just looking, smiling at me, waving at me. And I was being nice. I just do like a little smirk, a little smile. And as I got my food, I was leaving. So I was with my friends, and he was like, come here, can I get your number? Can I talk to you? And I like kept walking. So my friend was like, girl, he is fine as hell. Like, you should go over there and give him your number. Like, give him a chance. Like, that man is fine. So, all right, I turned back around and we start talking. And he asked me, like, what's my nationality? He asked me if I was Spanish. I was like, no, I'm Jamaican. And I asked him his nationality. He was like that he's Panamanian and what was it? Panamanian and Trinidadian and African American. And we stood there for a while. He stood with me and my friends, and my friend was like grilling him, asking him mad question, like, do you got a girl? Like, what you want with my friend? And all that stuff. And he was like, no, he's single. And he was like, oh, I think your friend is fine, and I just want to get to know her and stuff like that. And after that, we finished, we exchanged number, and it was crazy. It was on Valentine's Day too. We exchanged number, and then we went about our business. Anywho, I didn't hear from him. I didn't reach out. He didn't reach out. We both went up about our business. After like a week later, he reached out to me, and then we started talking. So he was like, oh, I asked him like how old he was, and he was like, oh, I'm trying to remember the age he gave me. He told me that he was like 30 because I was like 23 at the time. And he was like, I'm 30. So we start going on dates. We start hanging out. I kind of like the person because even though he was fine, like he was good looking to the eyes, so that was a plus. Not only that, he was very chill, very nice guy, very nice. Like whenever we hang out, we always have a good time. Always fun because I like to laugh. I like a good laugh. I don't take not one thing serious. Everything is like a joke for me. So, and he was the same type of way. Like he laughed a lot. We would sit down, watch all the good show that was like mad funny. We would go on dates. We always have fun. So in the beginning, I didn't want any more kid. My daughter was only like 2 years old at that point. And, I wasn't really thinking about having kids. We were just enjoying it, enjoying life. We was good. So anywho, he was very nice with my daughter too. Like very, very nice with my child, and my daughter liked him a lot too. Anywho, after like 2 years went by. 2 years went by and we were still dating. And He had the keys to my apartment. No, 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 I'm lying. Not 2 years. Let me go back. After like about say about 6 months in the relationship, right? I kept on saying like, yeah, he's fine and everything, but around his eyes, he looked a little older than the age that he given me. So I happened to do a background check on him by, by his phone number, taking his phone number. I ended up doing a background check by taking his phone number and I put it into one of those phone number lookup thing. I forgot which one it was, but I ended up looking it up and it say that he was like 38, almost going on his 40, almost 40, and I'm 23. So I'm looking at it like that's mad old. Like, why would you lie about your age? Like, and if you lie about your age, imagine how many other things you lie about. Then he told me he was living by himself, right? And then when I seen a woman coming up, but the woman was like a little bit older. So I'm like, who is this woman? Who is this woman? So, I had the woman name, so I did a background check on her too. And then I found out it was his mother. So he was like almost 40 living with his mom. That was like a little turn off to me, but I ended up liking the person. So I didn't, around that time, I was an easygoing girl. Like I didn't really look down on people. Now, if you want to deal with me, you better get your stuff together. But around that time, I didn't really care about stuff like that. Anywho, wait a minute. Anywho, when I confronted him, I didn't want to tell him like I actually went and did a background check on him. I told him that, I bumped into some girl that claimed, because he always telling me that he dated somebody around my neighborhood. So I was like, yo, I bumped into one of your that girl that you was dating, and she told me that you are not no 30, you almost pushing 40, and you live with your mother, Patricia. So he was like, what? How you find? So I'm like, you might as well, tell the truth. How old are you? So he was like, you know what, you're right. Everything you said, you was right. That point, we ended up taking a little break from each other because I was just thinking to myself, like, if that person could lie about stuff like that, like, imagine what else this person sit around and lie about. So I ended up liking him a lot. So I ended up giving him another chance. So when I gave him another chance, everything was cool. And it was like, I think about like 2 years in the relationship. One day, no, what happened? Me and him got into like a fight. And he had my keys to my apartment. And, we got into a fight. He did something and I got upset. And I was like, you know what? Bring me my keys back because I'm not messing with you no more. Bring me my keys back. So, anywho, he was like, oh, if you want your keys, then come get it. So I'm like, word. So anyway, I went over his house and I went to go get the keys. And me and him started fighting. We started fighting over the key. We was fighting like two kids. He threw the keys at me. I throw it back at him because he hit me hard with it. And I throw it back at him in his face. And then we was just throwing the keys back and forth. Then finally, once we throw it back and forth, I got mad and I wanted to punch him. And he closed the door on me. So I got mad and I just jumped in the cab and I left. So I was upset. I didn't want to talk to him and stuff like that. He was upset. He kept on calling my phone, texting me and stuff. I didn't pick up and I didn't talk to him. So anyway, 2 days went by. Why some girl called my phone and she was like, I'm gonna try to change his name. She was like, Jamal? And I'm like, who is this? And she was like, I'm his girlfriend. I want to know if you know him. And I was like, his girlfriend? And I'm like, how long you know him? So she was like, she was dating him. She just started talking to him. So I was like, what you mean you're his girlfriend? Me and him been together for like 2 years. Like, what you mean you was his girlfriend? And I'm like, shouldn't I be the one calling you? Like, you just got here. Like, it was just so crazy to me. I'm like, yo, you just got here. Like, shouldn't I be the one like reaching out to you and asking you what's up? So she was like, well, me and him been talking. Me and his family's cool. So I'm like, all right, whatever. I'm like, listen, I'm not going to go back and forth with you. If you say that's your man, then that's your man. Y'all go ahead. Y'all live good together. Whatever. And I just hang up the phone. Anyway, he started blowing up my phone after. So I wouldn't pick up the phone. He kept texting, calling me. I would not pick up the phone. So after like a day or two later, I finally pick up the phone and I was like, yo, you need to control your little girlfriends. Like, why you have your little girlfriend calling my phone? Like, that's mad disrespectful. So he was like, oh, don't listen to her. That's not my girlfriend. He was saying that's his sister messing with me, but I didn't believe it. He was like, that wasn't his girlfriend. So I wasn't talking to him for like a while. So that's how we have like an on and off relationship for the 7 years. So, he was like, oh, I talked to my sister and I let her know like that was very disrespectful, and she got to call you and apologize for doing that because that was rude and that wasn't her place to play with you like that. So me like a dumbass, because I really like the guy. I'm never gonna hold you. That was somebody I was really, really, really like, because the connection was there and all that. So I decided to give him another chance. So it was like 4 years in. I was like, you know what? I want to have a baby. He was like, no, I don't want to have no kids or anything like that. So first I didn't make a big deal out of it, because I'm like, maybe he would change his mind, maybe he would change his mind with having a baby. After about let's say it was 4 years in, about 2 years went by, and I asked him again. I said, I want to have a baby. And he was like, I'm not ready for that or whatever. So I told him, I'm like, yo, I've been with you since I was 23. Like, now I'm getting up there in my late 20s and stuff. I'm getting up there in age. Like, I don't want to reach 30 and you and I are still together and we not having no more kids. Like, I want to have more kids. Like, I don't want to have just one kid, because I was looking at it like, if you have one kid, what if something happened? God forbid something happened to that one child. That's it for you. And, it's going to be over. So I was even telling him, like, you are older in age too. So what's going to happen when you get old? And, because I work in the nursing field, I work in the nursing home and stuff. And what I see is a lot of men, old men in the nursing home, who don't have kids, don't have family, and they be sitting there depressed and sad. Nobody to take care of them, especially if they have money. They would just get anybody to be their power of attorney. And majority of the time, what I see with the power of attorney, they be stealing their money because they don't got no family members, so they take advantage of them. So I was explaining that to him, like, you don't want to be old and not have nobody around you. You don't have no kids. He have a brother, but his mom only got 2 kids, and then on his father's side, he got other siblings, but they older. So I'm like, you don't want to get older and then you don't have nobody to look out for you, nobody to take care of you. You out here by yourself. That's when you're gonna feel it. So why not bring a child in this world? So he was like, no, I'm not really with it. And majority of the reason why he wasn't with it, because he was very selfish. He was one of those very selfish men. He was very stingy with his money too, y'all. So he didn't want to let no money off and give nobody no money for no baby. That's how he look at things. That's how he view things. So I told him, I said, all right, so how you feel if I were to leave you and I go have a baby by somebody else? And he was like, I would be devastated. I would be hurt. I wouldn't want that. So I'm like, so what you expect me to do? Like, I can't sit around with you and, I'm getting older and I want to have kids and you don't want to give me none. So he was like, all right, just give it like a year. Give it one more year, year to 6 months. And, we probably could work on having a kid. So I told him, I said, to be honest, if you don't come through, I'm going to have to leave you. Even though I love you, I enjoy being with you and everything, but I'm going to have to go and pursue my own happiness. And that's what I want. So he was like, how you expect me to feel for you telling me that you're going to leave me just because I don't want to give you a baby? I'm like, yo, we all got to do what we got to do. Like, I'm not getting younger. Like, I met you when I was 23. Now you in your 40. Like, I'm not getting any younger. So I'm going to have to make my own decision and decide if I want to be with you or not, or stay. Anyway, a year went by and stuff. No baby. So I cut. I left him alone. And when I left him alone, I started to date other people, but it wasn't just anybody I want to have a baby by. So, I started dating other people and stuff. Some of the relationship didn't really work out. And then, right when I got my body done, I ended up getting me a lipo 360. To be honest, around that time, I did not want a baby. A baby was the last thing on my mind around that time. Because I'm like, I'm just getting my body done. I was feeling myself, And it just happened. I ended up meeting someone and then I got pregnant. But it's crazy. I wasn't really expecting that. But anyway, the moral of the story is this. Like, as women, do not sit around and wait. Before I even go to this part, let me tell you. After when I have the baby, and it was like last year around this. It was like last year, I think January or February, around that time. Me and him ended up talking. And he called me. He was like, yo, what's going on? I miss you. I want to see you. And I was like, nah, I'm good. I have a baby now. He was like, really? You have a baby? And I'm like, yeah. He was like, you serious? Or you messing with me? I was like, no, I'm dead serious. I have a baby. Anywho, he was like, I was asking him like, yo, what's going on with you? And he was like, guess what? And I'm like, what? He said, I have a baby too. So I'm like, oh, okay, that's nice. And he was like, but it's by somebody I do not want to be with, by somebody I do not want it to have a baby with. Me and her was messing around, and then she got pregnant, and I told her, like, you know, I told her, like, to get rid of it because I'm not ready for no baby. And she still went ahead and have the baby, and now she taking me to child support and all that stuff. And I'm like, wow, that's crazy. That's crazy that you're going through that. And he was like, no, I asked him, I said, how old is the baby? He told me that he had the baby back in 2018. And I'm like, 2018? That's the time when you and I was together. Like, the hell? What you mean you have a baby in 2018? So yeah. So from that point, I just look at life crazy. Like, don't sit around as women. Don't sit around and wait for no man. Don't sit around and put your happiness to the side, what you want just for any man. Always go out there and do what's best for you, because what end up happening, you sitting there waiting for them to give you something. They would not give it to you. Then they would turn around and give it to a whole different woman that they don't even care for. And then want to come to you complaining about the woman. Like, when he told me that, like, I never talked to him, because I'm like, boy, get out my face. Like, boy, bye. You be damn if you think I'm gonna be sitting on this phone talking to you while you complaining about that girl. You crazy? When I was over here begging you for a baby, you wouldn't even give me a baby. You think I'm gonna be sitting here like listening to your whole conversation where you talking about this girl? Like, this ain't no counseling. I ain't no therapist. Like, boy, bye. I never talked to him again, and I just went about my business, and it just made me look at life like, these men is crazy. They crazy. But don't sit around. If you guys are in a relationship with someone and you want to have a baby and they refuse to give you a baby, listen, there's so many fishes in the sea, honey. It's so many fishes in the sea. You could leave that man alone and get with somebody else, and you have a baby in no time, okay? So don't settle for less. Anybody out there not making you happy, you go and find you somebody who's going to make you happy. Like, do not waste your time. Because when I sit back and think about it, I'm like, 7 years, I wasted a whole 7 years. Like, are you serious? For somebody who turned around and had a one night stand with somebody and give them a baby like that. Life is so funny, y'all. Life is so funny. But I was telling my friend the story, and I'm like, girl, you got to make a decision. Like, I'm not like with my friends, when they come to me and they ask me for my opinion about stuff, I always tell them, like, I don't want to tell you what to do because we all grown, and I can't tell no grown woman what to do with her life. But I could tell you my story, and you could probably go from there and see what it is that you want to do. But thank you guys for listening, and you guys have a wonderful day.